Social update UG. Makerere University suspends guild elections after students stabbed to death. Makerere University akasozi wali akabayivu akabako enkufu kasazizaamu okubeera nga campaign za guild president zigenda mu maaso olw'ensonga nti nno omusomi omu oba omuyizi omu afumitiddwa ebiso era n'afiirawo. Mawulire ga nnaku nnyo. Mawulire ga nnaku nnyo. Mawulire ga nnaku ga ntiisa. What you need to know is that the student identified by colleagues as Michael Bentugura Diwate died at around 8:30 during final political campaigns ahead of Friday's guild elections. Obululu buno bwadde bwakubeera nga bukubibwa ku lunaku olwokutaano. Ne mu campaign zibadde zisembeddeyo ddala laba ate omwana waagulamu obulamu baabuwe. Makerere University Council has suspended the election of students' guild leadership following the death of a student who was stabbed in a scuffle between supporters of warring political parties. The University Council chairperson, Miss Lona Magara, in a Thursday evening letter addressed to the Vice Chancellor, Professor Barnabas Nawangwe, and copied to the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Mongo, her deputy, Thomas Tayewa, and the First Lady, Janet Museveni, who doubles as the Minister of Education and Sports, among other key stakeholders, said that the elections for the 88th Makerere University Students' Guild leadership were suspended indefinitely due to the violent events that had reportedly characterized the electoral campaigns. Okitegeera ekyo ti University Council chairperson omukyala amanyikiddwa nga Lona Magala mu bbaluwa gye yawandiise olunaku olwokuna olw'eggulo era ng'ebbaluwa eno yagiwandiise ng'agiwandikira Vice Chancellor Professor Barnabas Nawangwe era ebbaluwa eyo n'agikopinga n'agikopinga eri Speaker of Parliament Anita Mongo ne Deputy Thomas Tayewa naye n'afunako kopi ne First Lady Janet Museveni naye n'afunako kopi. Jjuka nno Museveni oba muka Museveni adabulinga nga Minister of Education and Sports. Okitegeera ebbaluwa eno yagambye nti nno okulonda okw'ekinana e Makerere Kasozi okwa guild president kwayimiriziddwa mbagirawo okubeera nti nno kwabadde kufuuse kwa bulabe era nga kwaviiriddemu n'okubeera ng'omwana agulamu obulamu nga n'omwana agulamu obulamu bulamba. Okitegeera naye nga parties ezabadde ku top kwabaddeko FDC, NUP era nga zaaklashinze during the Makerere University campaigns era ng'omuyizi nga bwe nkugambye yatemuddwa. Okitegeera omuyizi yatemuddwa. Makerere University Council is appalled by the violent events that have characterized the electoral campaigns for the 88th Students' Guild leadership, which resulted in the loss of the life of one of the young people participating in the campaign activities. The University Management and Council have repeatedly raised concerns about the persistent cases of indiscipline and violent altercations among members of the Students' Guild and the Students' Senior Common Room, which often resulted in damage to university property and injury to university students and staff. Management and Council have repeatedly engaged the student leaders at the Guild and SCR levels to address the violent behavior, but the engagements have not yet yielded any improvements, Ms. Magara said. According to her, the suspension includes the Guild caretaker government and the Students' Common Room. Management shall investigate all cases of violence in the electoral campaigns for the 88th Students' Guild leadership and report to the Council for appropriate action, she said, before adding that the Council will convene in an emergency meeting on Friday, July 15th, 2022, to consider further actions to address the students' indiscipline and violence at the university. Ms. Magara's letter was prompted by the death of one of the students who was reportedly stabbed with a broken bottle during an alleged scuffle between supporters of opposition parties, the NUP and the FDC. The student identified by colleagues was Michael Bentugura Diwate, who died at around 8 p.m. during the final political campaigns ahead of the guild elections that had been scheduled to take place on Friday. Eyewitnesses who spoke to the publication said that a scuffle ensued between supporters of the NUP camp, led by their good candidate Lawrence Alionzi, aka Dangote, and FDC camp, led by their candidate Justus Tukamushaba, after supporters of the latter attempted to force their way through the entrance of the university rugby grounds, where the NUP candidate was holding his last rally. Akatalekeka ezo rugby grounds nze kamwa kwogera banzivirako laptop awo era nawona nti tebanzita nga it was an orange buzz campus thing by then era orange eteeka ebivulu ebyenjawulo wano ne wali. So anyway, to cut the long story short, obutava ku mulamu abanzivirako laptop awo, it's a dangerous sport. I have bad memories there. We had gathered at the rugby grounds to listen to Dangote when supporters of the FDC candidate tried to force their way in. They started pelting stones and broken beer bottles at us. Police intervened and fired tear gas, forcing students to flee. Several students, including myself, were injured. Miss Lydian Ayot told the news reporter. Another student, Ronald Amanya, said he saw someone stab a colleague with a broken bottle before he started bleeding profusely from the neck. This boy was in the NUP camp, but he kept exchanging words with some people from the FDC camp. Someone emerged from the crowd and stabbed him with broken bottles in the neck and disappeared into the crowd, he said. Because this is too much. The victim, who was bleeding profusely, is said to have run to several hall bathrooms to clean the blood, but it was too late. They tied a cloth around his neck. It couldn't help. We had to rush him to the university hospital, but he had lost a lot of blood. He was pronounced dead moments after we arrived at the hospital, he added. Kalenze kinebuuza kulwaki government ya Uganda eyimiriza ebivvulu nesaba ambulance 3 nesaba embwa nesaba fire brigade neyimiriza campaign za NUP ngesaba ebintu byonna naye ate netasaba kintu kyekimu ku university kubanga we all know that the university students have been violent from way back. So what I'm advising is, and you can also tell me in the comments whether you think it's correct or not, but what I'm advising is for any university event, any university public event, there should be such. Waliwo okubeerawo ambulance eziri ku standby, walina okubeerawo police yennyini, then walina n'okubeerawo all safety measures and precautions zina put into place, because ono omwana ekyamusse kubeera nga losing a lot of blood and there was not so good first aid. Photos and video footages were seen by reporters and they showed a pool of blood on the floor of the bathroom where the victim is said to have tried to clean himself before he passed out and was rushed to the health facility. More gruesome photos also showed the victim's face covered in blood as he laid on a bed at a health facility. Agono ge mawulire amabi wali mu bululu bwa guilty presidents Makerere Kasozi. Omwana yafudde, omwana yaluguzeemu obulamu, mawulire si malungi nnyo. So osobola okubeera nga mbula kiroza mu comments ki government kyeyinza okukola okubeera nga ate ekendeeza ku violence n'okubeera nga eteekawo safety measures, era teekawo safety measures ki ku universities okubeera nga we avoid such unnecessarily reckless deaths to university. Yeah, tell me what you think in the comments and don't forget to subscribe. Nenge ye baluwa eri official gyolabaawo Makerere gye yawandiise kulaga nti suspends okulonda. Yeah, peace. Nenga it's too bad omuntu ayafiiriddwa family yetu giyozaayoza olw'ennaku gye baatuuseeko. Yeah, agono ge mawulire. You can share and you can also check on your colleagues if you have any kids at the campus to check if they are well off, because according to some eyewitnesses, many kids, multiple kids were stabbed with bottles here and there, and that is only what was reported. There could also be that which wasn't reported. Yeah. Okay, that's it for this bad news bulletin. Keep yourself updated by subscribing. Peace.